I have Sanidhi Verma joining me on this broadcast. Also with me is Prisha Verma on this broadcast. And both the girls worked extremely hard with their father for this election victory. And Sanidhi, let me begin by asking you, your first reaction to your father's victory. Were you scared before the election results were coming in, or were you confident?
I would say that we were all in the family very confident that my dad is going to win this election. I think that confidence did not come from a place of ignorance or a place of bliss. It came from talking to the people on the ground. It came from campaigning, talking to them about their problems, about the work that Arvind Kejriwal ji, as their Vidhayak, as their MLA, had not done. And the confidence came from the fact that we knew that our dad would be the right solution and the right contender against him.
You know, Prisha, your dad was always in the line of Aam Aadmi Party fire. People were saying, look, he's paying money to win elections. Openly, money is being paid. But the young generation is someone that both of you also reached out to in a big way, I'm told. Tell us about how all of you campaigned as a team for your father's victory.
I think it was a very, he knew from the start that he's going to lose the elections, so he tried every single possible way to put the people against Papa, which did not work. People were tired of his excuses, of his lies, of him making fun of them by giving them all fake promises and never completing any one of them. So it was a very easy way to convince them to support us, to help us in removing him from power. They wanted us to go away, sit home, and let them campaign for us. So I'd say the groundwork was very easy. Initially, we thought it would be tough, but it wasn't.
So what was the family strategy? Let me also bring Shivan into this conversation. Shivan is Parvesh Verma's son, so this was actually a team and the family working together. Shivan, was it tough, this entire campaign in New Delhi, something that was seen as Arvind Kejriwal's bastion? Nobody had defeated him in 3 elections. Okay, Shivan could not hear my question then. So, Shivan, Arvind Kejriwal had won 3 times in the New Delhi constituency, and many said it's virtually impossible to defeat him. What strategy did you as youngsters adopt to reach out to first-time voters?
I mean, firstly, I wanted to rephrase your sentence because the word is not impossible. Sure, everybody was saying that it's impossible. Everybody was saying that it's such a difficult election, that Arvind Kejriwal is bound to win again. But we knew that deep down when we were going on the ground, when we were going for door-to-door campaigning, we knew that everybody was tired of his excuses. We just appealed to voters by telling them all the promises that Arvind Kejriwal did not complete, that we would complete them. We did introduce a lot of new schemes that will come into play after, like right now, because Papa has won the elections. We appealed to them by bringing up the idea of cancelling the liquor policy, because that just ruined every single household. Because there during lockdown, when people were distributing oxygen masks, when people were distributing oxygen cylinders, Arvind Kejriwal was there and he was distributing alcohol bottles, which just deepened the wound for the families during the lockdown, when they were already grieving the deaths of their loved ones. So I think that it wasn't really a very tough election. Sure, everybody was saying that it was, but deep down everybody was tired of this government and they just wanted a new person in power who would actually benefit them.
And Sanidhi, what would you want your dad's priorities or the BJP's priorities to be in these elections? Because many said that getting women to vote for the BJP would be very difficult. Women in large numbers were voting for the Aam Aadmi Party, and especially Arvind Kejriwal in New Delhi seat.
I would honestly ask my dad to focus on education and employment. I feel as though the most essential of issues can boil down to the fact that has the person received
a chance to educate themselves, a chance at sustaining themselves financially. And the fact that the Delhi government for the past 11 years under Arvind Kejriwalji had not had the chance to sort of work on these issues. They say that they built schools, but if 80% of the schools that they build still have a vacant position for their principal, then what kind of schools have they built? A school is not built just from the building. A school is not built from pools, auditoriums. A school is built when the students are ready to study. I ask AAP's government why none of their ministers' kids had studied in these government schools that they said that they had built in these colleges. So I feel as though these are the priority issues that BJP and my dad is going to work on and is going to deliver in the next 5 years.
And Prisha, for you, what are priority areas where the BJP or your father especially should be focusing on, that you would want your father to focus on?
I think air pollution is one thing which is, I've been studying environmental science, and even listening to all youth concerns, the main one that came out, that stood out, was air pollution. How Delhi, which is the capital of the nation, nobody wants to visit this place because of the air quality index, and how people are scared to even send their kids to schools every day. Schools are shutting down. If because of such an issue, schools, their education is coming at risk, that they have to sacrifice going to schools because of such reasons, then I think the government should definitely work towards it. And I think Papa's main focus, one of his main focuses, should be on combating air pollution.
Okay. Shivan, there are those who say that the BJP may have come to power, but connecting with the youth does remain a challenge. But that is something that during the campaign, all of you worked on extensively with the BJP. A youth connect, a women connect.
Kejriwal did say that women are voting for him, but I did not see that happen. I think all they want is for their families to stay intact, their families to stay close-knit. And in COVID, during COVID, when their family members were dying, he was busy releasing the liquor policy, which was instead destroying their families. And I think the youth and women have given their support to us, have put their trust in us, and we will not let them down.
Okay. Sanidhi, what was the toughest part of this battle in the past 1.5 months, when your dad came home and said, it's the New Delhi seat that I have to contest on? What was it that the family went through?
I would say that initially we were all quite doubtful. He had been talking about wanting to fight against Mr. Arvind Kejriwal for quite some time by then, and we were all quite stressed. But when we started door-to-door campaigning, when we started connecting with people on the ground, the confidence